Members of the Fourth Estate, distinguished fellow workers, ladies and gentlemen, I join millions of Kenyan workforce today to commemorate this important day in the life of a worker, a day that is celebrated annually in many countries around the world to honor the contribution of workers to society. It is a day to recognize the value of labor, the dignity of work, and the achievements of the labor movement across nations. So this day has its roots in the workers' struggle for better working conditions, workers' rights, and a reminder of the ongoing fight for social and economic justice. As workers, we come together today to celebrate our solidarity, to reflect on the progress that has been made, and to renew our commitment to creating a more just and equitable world while celebrating homologous contributions made by all of us workers in the growth and development of our beloved county of Bungoma and our country at large. We commemorate this day at a time when our country is going through unprecedented economic hardship occasioned by many external and domestic factors. The National Treasury is facing tough financial challenges, hence delays in remittance of the equitable share allocations to the county governments for a period of even up to 3 months, which in turn is causing huge negative impact on the operations of county governments and the welfare of the workers. However, I personally have faith in the President and his cabinet regarding the efforts they are putting in place to handle this crisis, and I believe that those efforts will enable the country to get back to the path of economic recovery and growth. Fellow workers, labor is a primary pillar of life. For many of us who are familiar with the Bible, please allow me to refer to Genesis chapter 2, verse 15, where the Greek playwright Sophocles stated, and I quote, "Without labor, nothing prospers." The economists say that the primary factors of production are land, labor, entrepreneurship, and capital. Again, without labor, the remaining factors cannot lead to any productivity or prosperity. I recognize the importance of not just having a labor force in numbers, but one that is committed and motivated to enable drive my agenda of bringing change and prosperity to all parts of this great county. So matters staff welfare are dear to my heart, and I'm taking every step to ensure that I improve on the working conditions of our employees in every sector. Fellow workers, during the campaigns, I promised to boost the strength and welfare of our county labor force. First, there were 179 healthcare workers who for many years had served on contract basis diligently but had been neglected and without confirmation. I converted them to permanent and pensionable status in March of this year. Secondly, I have ensured that 200 healthcare technical staff who had overstayed in the same job group have been elevated, and their letters of promotion are with the County Public Service Board, ready for distribution any time from now. Thirdly, my administration advertised for 246 skilled healthcare professionals, opportunities comprising 20 doctors, 85 registered nurses, and 15 clinical officers, who once recruited will help improve the healthcare services offered to our residents across the county. The County Public Service Board is compiling a list of shortlisted candidates for interviews soon. Is to increase the stipend of the community health volunteers, now referred to as community health promoters, from the current Kenya shillings 2,000 per month to 4,000 per month. Accordingly, I've directed the Department of the Health to develop a community health strategy policy, which is about to be submitted to Cabinet for approval before it can be sent to the County Assembly for ratification to pave way for operationalization of the pay rise. On this, I'm committed to make it happen, and you know that the national government has also committed to give a contribution of 2,500, which will be like a shilling for a shilling, to match what we have. So that really works with what we have agreed. Fellow workers, in the Department of Education and Vocational Training, I was saddened to find out that 113 vocational training instructors employed between the year 2014 and 2017 were still serving on contract without confirmation. I directed the County Public Service Board to rectify the anomaly, and in March this year, I issued letters of confirmation to the affected 113 instructors to permanent and pensionable status. The delay in the issuance of P&P letters stagnated many of them in the same position. Subsequently, a review is being done of 343 VTC instructors who have stayed in the same job group for more than 5 years, and those who merit will be issued with promotion letters as planned in the new financial year. ECD teachers, our teacher-to-pupil ratio in most schools is at 1 teacher to 50 pupils, and in isolated cases, 1 teacher to 80 pupils. This statistic is way over the required national standard of 1 teacher to 25 pupils. To cure this situation, we have made plans to replace the 160 ECD teachers who left the service through natural attrition, and at the same time employ more ECD teachers to cater for the increased enrollment in the ECD schools. Fellow countymen, after extensive consultations and undertaking due diligence with the relevant stakeholders in my administration, I am happy to announce that all the 194 workers who have been serving as casuals to the county government are going to be confirmed and given permanent and pensionable status. For the other casuals whose case is pending in court, my administration will patiently wait for the courts to execute their mandate and give a clear guideline in the way forward which my administration will undertake concerning them. You remember, we have had casuals, 194, who I left during my last term, who have just been serving as casuals, and some have not even been paid. So that we have, after consultation, we have now concluded all of them are going to be employed on permanent and pensionable. This will happen as early as next week. To not also put all staff on a health insurance cover that is now active and functional. Unlike the previous cover where our staff were limited to a number of health facilities, this health cover enables you to access healthcare services in any health facility across the country that is accredited by insurance firm. This will go a long way in helping our staff and their loved ones access to health care. Fellow workers, Nzoia Sugar Company has been a source of livelihood for many workers in this county for years. However, the company has had challenges that have crippled its operations for the last nearly 8 years. The elected leadership of Bungoma County, led by myself, with the support of the National Assembly Speaker, Honorable Moses Wetangula, are in active discussions with the President to come up with an acceptable model that will see Nzoia Sugar Company back and strong into operation. I was delighted a few days ago to hear the President declare that there will be no privatization of Nzoia Company. That step, plus government write-offs of all the accumulated debts and injection of cash for repairs and maintenance, will enable the company to start running and consequently be the source of gainful employment to community and the people of Bungoma at large. They have also written to us as a county to waive some of the debts that are owed the county government. We are in the process of discussing cabinet so that we see if we can waive about over 182 millions. That will also be a way of trying to support Nzoia to come back on its feet. So finally, fellow workers, with every cloud, there's a silver lining. I'm glad to report to you that the national government plans to partner with the county government of Bungoma in implementation of 2 mega projects which will be economic game changers to the region. One is creation of an industrial park where the national government is putting 250 million and the county government has already put 100 million. We also intend to put 250 in future for us to be able to put up an industrial park, and we are happy that Bungoma is going to be one of the counties that will be among the first to start that. The second one is the low-income housing project. Again, Bungoma has been chosen to pilot this Kenya Kwanza signature project that will be launched by the President, His Excellency Dr. William Ruto. So fellow workers, as I conclude, I reiterate that yes, there is a cloud of economic hardship over the nation that is affecting us locally, but this too shall pass. And my administration strives to improve the welfare of workers to whom much is given, much is expected. My administration counts on your resilience and dedication as workers to steer this county and country to greater standards. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Bungoma. God bless Kenya.